Hello, it's me, Jack-a-Lopium. Welcome along. We are here looking at Amazing Cultivation Simulator. This is going to be a new series. I think I might call it something like, like the 36th Chamber maybe, or I don't know, Wooling Warriors maybe. Who just completely steal that name. But yeah, this is Amazing Cultivation Simulator. I have played it previously on the channel. In fact, twice. I've played it, well, there are two different kind of instances. I'd originally played it all the way back in early access, like at the end of like 2020. I was pretty much like probably the second person on YouTube to play the sodding game. I think it was like Splattercat Gaming. I think I saw a Splattercat video of him playing it, and then I just bought it, like, on the spot there, just because it looked really cool, and I was just like completely outfoxed by it. And so I did record. It turned out only 3 episodes. There goes. So yeah, let's have a look around our sect. The game is basically you are running a kind of Rimworld style colony, but it isn't a colony on like a planet, like a sci-fi planet. I mean, it is sci-fi to a certain extent. It is like a kind of Chinese sci-fi setting, but yeah, it's like we're running like a martial arts school, like a Taoist sect, a kind of cultivating school, if you know that terminology from Taoism, and this is the the Taoist sect. This is their headquarters at the moment, and we'll just go through what the, we'll take a tour of the sect. It's called, let's just quickly go into the sect screen. This just shows like a summary of how your sect is set up. I'm aiming towards a sect of 500, as you can see from the tooltip. Once you get to 500, you actually will double your disciples from 12 to 24. I need those people, man. I think our school is too big for just 12 disciples. I do have a fully, actually it's 11 out of 12 because I've just sent someone off to do a mission. And I'll show you that in a bit as well. But I think our school is too big for 12 disciples. I think it's going to take 24 disciples. I do actually have 4 inner disciples. We are looking at one of them, Soy Hark, who may or may not be a... I just want people, if you recognize any of these names, they are all based on kind of the martial arts world, or, like martial arts actors or something like that, or even like there could even be like writers of wuxia fiction, something like that. But yeah, if you recognize any of these names, put them in the comments below. They're all going to be named after, or they're all going to have some kind of reference to kind of not necessarily pop culture of martial arts stuff, Chinese Taoist stuff, Chinese martial artist stuff. That kind of thing, which may or may not translate very well into a Western audience. That does seem to be quite a lot of the kind of criticism of this game, that it is very Chinese centric, like unapologetically so. That's kind of why I love it. That's why I love them. What was it? Ballads of Hongye. Because it was just something we hadn't seen before. It was new to the palette. So yeah, Soyhark is actually my second inner disciple. And inner disciple are our kind of lucky stars. They're the people that do all the kind of magic wuxia and do all the martial arts. They're our inner disciples, right? A cat has come to our sect. There you go, we've got another animal. I do already have a cat, and I have a bunch of other animals, which we'll go and have a look at in a minute. So yeah, Soyhark is actually my second inner disciple. So inner disciple and outer disciple. Outer disciples are the people that do the kind of day-to-day running of the schools. Our inner disciples really just meditate and, you know, they cultivate, which involves a lot of meditation, and it could even be like going off on missions, and oh my god. It involves going off on missions and, you know, like having like fights with people. That's kind of like they're our magical wuxias. I think actually we should go into, and that's actually reminded me, we need to go into our mod list. I am working with a couple of mods, but mostly it's unmodded. Mostly it's vanilla. Yeah, basically the only mod we're using that has changed the game is the call the merchant mod, right? So basically you can set this up however you want. You could have a merchant come every 10 days, 20 days, 30 days, or you could get him to come every day. I am just kind of building up a little kind of working amount of capital. So as well as the call the merchant, we've also got and this is basically the only thing that I've modded out. So call the merchant, otherwise he just comes like really inconsistently and you don't know when or if he's ever going to come. It's a really kind of strange design choice to not have a kind of call the merchant function anyway in the game. But yeah, the other thing I've downloaded from the workshop are blueprints. However, what you might notice is the entire thing is set up at the moment without using the decent blueprints. I've mostly set up the sect as you know, basically how I've seen fit, just knowing what I know, like kind of basic things going forward. I did all of this from scratch. I didn't use any mods or anything like that. But, you know, I just used the kind of principles of feng shui, which is a thing in this game. More on that later. But since then, I have actually downloaded a bunch of, you know, blueprints that are designed by other people that know far more about this game than I do. So I think what I would like to do over time, and that's going to be the kind of main kind of focus, or one of the main focuses for this playthrough, is upgrading my sect from my kind of like not very good buildings to like a much improved kind of method designed by somebody else. I thought that was something that would improve the gameplay quite a bit. Because mostly, I mean, it's a difficult one. Like I say, when I first played this back in early access, there was like no kind of, there was no literature on this game whatsoever. I don't think the Discord server even existed at the time. And I don't think that there was any kind of guides or anything written, and it was just completely alien to me. But now, like 2 or 3 years later, and actually Amazing Cultivation Simulator 2 is on the horizon. I don't think it's coming out until later on this year. But I'm hoping that, obviously, the kind of it has the same kind of gameplay functions. It's just more polished, etc., etc. Maybe a new kind of suite of map tools, something like that. Like maybe a new set of textures, whatever. But I'm really not sure. But hopefully this playthrough here, while being not a new game, it's now quite an old game, and there is a ton of stuff out there, knowledge on this game, including, like, this is the kind of knowledge that I wanted, the kind of knowledge of other people's blueprints, right? But yeah, I've also kind of been following guides as well. And this is what we've got. Basically, the unfortunate thing as well is, so going back to the sect summary, this shows our sect feng shui, right? Auspicious. That sounds pretty good, and it is pretty good, but it's not great. If that was great, it would be a kind of darker green. That yin yang would be a much darker green. And that's what I wouldn't mind aiming towards. I do know where we've kind of gone wrong. I've kind of made the decision for speed rather than accuracy. I've decided upon that. So all of the rooms for the inners are not set up for their elements. So each martial arts style favors a particular element, and it's all around here. It's the 5 elements of Chinese Taoist metaphysics, right? So yeah, metal begets water, overcomes wood. Water begets wood, overcomes fire, and so on. If you've ever seen like 5 Elements Ninja, is dealing with this concept of Taoist metaphysics to do with like metal, which is sometimes gold. They sometimes call that gold, which is how you get like a bunch of golden weapons in like Chinese martial arts films. So yeah, this is our sect as it looks at the moment. Fortunately as well, a lot of the rooms, the more efficient rooms from other people, are much more compact than mine, so we should save a bunch of actual space, which is handy. So yeah, at the moment, each inner has a kind of 2-room house. It's got his kind of bedroom on the left and his cultivation room on the right. And basically every day they wake up and they just walk into their cultivation room, and then they can just like meditate to their heart's content. We've also got a kind of fully formed kind of set of, if you've ever played like the famous one being Dwarf Fortress or Rimworld, each one is being set up. These are all of our kind of work spots. So a furnace for melting metal bars. There's some more inner bedrooms there, some inner disciple bedrooms. Basically, outers live in their little dormitory rooms, right? So there's basically a male dormitory and a female dormitory. That's how I've set that up. This is where they do their martial arts training. I've also, I think it's pretty useful to have these art items, and I think these were released kind of later on because I don't remember these from last time I played, and there are a bunch of stuff like playthroughs on YouTube which are, you know, somewhat older, and they don't have these artistic pieces. These art pieces do seem to be, they got really easy and they really do improve people's mood. So as long as you place these kind of art pieces all over the place, you should keep people's moods up. So yeah, I do have a couple placed all over the place. So yeah, central, this is where they train. This is their dining room, so there's a dining room there and a leisure facility there, which includes like a zither, a pair of zithers and a pair of go boards there. There's farms kind of dotted all over the place. We're using this map here, which is apparently the most efficient map in existence. So yeah, there are a number of, in inverted commas, cheats that we're using, and the most egregious, if you want to say, is the map itself. There's just more kind of, you know, like farmland all over the place, and this kind of, why is that? Spirit soil and rich soil. Why is that showing like that though? That's weird. Because it's usually you want to plant all of your stuff on green soil, right? So yeah, fertile, healthy. Spirit soil, rich soil. What the smeg? Yeah, because mostly you do want to put your farms on this green soil, which is the fertile soil. But I'm just trying like a little experiment, see how it goes using the spirit soil, which is supposedly quite a bit better. But we'll see. I've only just put down those foundations, those two fields, so we'll see how it works moving forward. I mean, it might be terrible, but it does look like our bamboo has grown fairly fast there, so we'll see how it goes moving forward. There's some more kind of workstations. There's a handicraft station, medicine table. This one's new for me. I think this is the first use of somebody else's blueprints. So yeah, medicine table there. So yeah, we would then go into production. I'm just gonna loop up 50 healing bombs. That's okay, that's what we'll do. What skill does it use? Healer. Fine. So, if you've seen, like, if you know, like, Dwarf, is it called Dwarf Doctor? Or kind of most kind of modern city builders have like this. You've seen this numerous times. Going back to Rimworld, I'm sure everyone that's playing this or watching this has probably seen or played Rimworld at some point. I'm actually going to turn on a couple more healers. Yeah, the problem is, the way it works is only your outers do the kind of work of the kind of not necessarily peon work, but the kind of blue collar work, let's say. So like your outer disciples are your blue collar guys, and your inner disciples are the white collar guys. And they don't do, the inner disciples don't do any kind of real work. So yeah, we do need, we do have, like I say, the maximum number is 12 at the moment, and we've got 11. I am leaving the last slot open. And yeah, we're going to switch Moon Lee to healer. And Wumar is also going to be a healer. Unfortunately, we just don't have enough guys to give everyone like one single job that they just do efficiently over and over again all day, every day. That's why I do want to send this sect up to the 2nd level, i.e. back here, we need to get to 500 there. Okay, Soyhawk is actually going to need to take care of his mental state. So yeah, switch that to mind. That will improve. He'll just go off and play games and sleep, just improve his mental state. He actually does want to break through, but that's not going to happen while his mood's so bad. Every time, this is basically your little guy who's meditating, and each kind of time he has to get up to like a kind of handbrake there. So he would need to break through to the next level, but like I say, his mental state is just too low. Who else? Fearless Chung here. Fearless Chung, yeah. Not Phyllis. But Fearless Chung. He also needs to break through. But I reckon he could probably do it. Where's his room? There it is. Sure. 80%. Shall we? Yeah, I mean, his mental state is pretty good. But yeah, Fearless Chung is our abbot. He's our sect leader. Soyhog was our 2nd guy that became an inner disciple. How are his inspirations, actually? Okay, he's got all 3. That's great. That's what I wanted. I'm leaving this one. I don't really want it. So those 2 are actually part of the same law, which is the true sun refining law. We've opened up the first 6 of those laws. Nether Salvation Sutra is good, but it's a bit more complicated. I believe we just don't have the infrastructure for it at the moment. We are going to have to improve a lot of stuff, including, switching over all of these rooms to the blueprints, basically. Here's our kind of animal area. I've got 2 boars here. They are actually people who can think for themselves. They are animals that have been awakened, if you will. And they're actually trying to break through to become kind of cultivators in their own right. There are a bunch of animals that are just kind of standard animals, and I just chuck them all in this little area here. There's a couple of frogs, there's a turtle, and then our 2 cats are kind of like walking around somewhere. I just let them roam free. Okay, we still need to explore that. The reason why I'm leaving this part of the map unexplored is because there is a dirty great big monster that lives down there. So I don't want to even uncover it until we're a little bit stronger, but we are getting there, so it'll happen eventually. But yeah, this is our pet house here. This is our pet here. Look at him. Taro the Wonder Dog. He's basically like a kind of immortal god dog, which is why I've called him Taro the Wonder Dog. He actually has like 27,000 chi, right? Whereas even our sect leader only has 3,000 chi. So yeah, this guy is like an immortal god dog. He's rather excellent. He just like can destroy anything. The other part of gameplay, if you don't know, is on this world map here. It's not just a base building game, it is an adventure game of sorts, like an RPG. The world's set into various kind of dungeons on the map. We've only got these ones unlocked at the moment. These are the... Oh no, that's the Doomsday Whistle. We'll do a bit more though. We have actually started to set up what are known as agencies, right? So this is you expanding your sect power, and you do it through agencies. I've actually got 2 set up. I've got one here in Mount South. That's the first one you should go to. And then the second one was in Great Desert. Great Desert is quite far away from anything, so it's a little bit out on its own and a little bit inefficient maybe. But I am gonna probably, I am looking to connect it all up by setting up agencies in the other map spots. There's one there. There's one there. There's one there. One there. And I'm hoping that the kind of dungeons will open up as well over time as more of this stuff is explored, more of this map is explored. We obviously start here. This is our sect here, the Jack-a-Lopium mansion. So this is where you would send out your inner disciples. Like I say, those are the guys that go out on adventures and do all the kind of glamorous stuff, like, have fights with like gods and things like that. They do all the fun stuff, and they just leave all the outer disciples just taking care of business back at the sect. There's the new cat. If anybody wants a name, if anyone wants the name of something, let me know in the comments. If you want to be like one of our animals, or if you even want to be one of our disciples, let me know in the comments, and I'm sure we'll get more people over. And like I say, we're hopefully expanding from 12 to 24 disciples, so we are going to need to do a massive amount of recruitment over the next little while as we like switch up to the next tier of sect. He's a male cat. What are we going to call him? Just to start with, that's what we're going to call him. But we can call him anything we want. And this guy can't actually die. He will just be reborn if he's defeated. And he can actually do things. And you can program this guy as well. You can train him up. Like, he's actually just like hauling a bunch of stuff for us. Yeah, he's going to collect that indigo fabric sect uniform. He should put it in the trade area. We do need to sell off a bunch of stuff. Actually, do we still have... I guess we don't have a merchant at the moment. But I think that might do it for episode 1 of Amazing Cultivation Simulator. Again, let's try and use the tagline, maybe 36th chamber, and I will see you on the next episode. So please do leave a like, comment, and subscribe if you want to see more Amazing Cultivator Simulator or more RPG or strategy gaming in general. Alright, thanks. Bye for now.